Hey everybody, Nick here, and it is just after 8 p.m. on a Thursday night, and I'm actually staying with a friend down in LA, so you'd think we're getting ready to go out, but you'd be wrong. I'm actually here sitting in bed, and I'm about to go to sleep. I have a hard workout tomorrow morning, and I want to get rested because my number one rule of training is to never wake up to an alarm. And I was pretty adamant about this for the majority of my pro career. I knew that I needed sleep to rebuild muscle, to rebuild energy and focus, to be healthier. And so I had a rule that I was going to go to bed as early as I needed to make sure that I didn't wake up to an alarm as many days out of the year as possible. For me, 8 hours when I'm training hard, 8 hours of sleep just doesn't cut it. When I was really training hard, when I was doing 70 miles a week, I would go to bed about 8:30 p.m. And when you hear athletes, when you hear me talk about the sacrifices it takes to be great, this is what I'm talking about. How many of you wake up to an alarm every morning? If you're waking up to an alarm, it means that you haven't given yourself the adequate rest that your body needs. Not that you want, that it needs. So many studies have shown that sleep deprivation or lack of sleep has hugely adverse effects for athletic performance. I'm going to pull some of those up right now. All right, just take a look at some of these headlines. Chronic lack of sleep is associated with increased sports injuries. Sleep-deprived young athletes may be more prone to sports injuries. It goes on and on. Lack of sleep tied to teen sports injuries. This one by the Minnesota Sleep Society may be my favorite. It's got this graph that I want to show you. Here we go. The likelihood of injury based on hours of sleep per night. And this is over 21 months that they analyzed these athletes. If you're getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep, they're saying the likelihood of injury over 21 months is as high as 75%. You are going to get injured. And you're getting injured just because you're not laying down enough. This is insane. But if you get 7, 8, even 9 hours of sleep per night, look at the likelihood dropping all the way down below 20%. And I'm talking about getting 10 to 12 hours of sleep per night. You guys are training your butts off. You might as well be resting. It doesn't take anything to decrease the likelihood of injury except making sure you get to bed on time. I just love this. I love this study. Obviously, there are going to be days where you have to wake up to an alarm. If you have an early flight or you have to set an alarm. I still have an alarm set, just to make sure I don't sleep till noon, which wouldn't happen anyways. But you need to make sure that you're giving your body enough sleep. As I said before, I can get away with 8, but 9 or 10 even, I get much better performance. So all through my 20s, I would go to bed at about 8 to 9 p.m. and I'd sleep till 5 or 6 a.m. And that's just what you got to do if you want to be great. It takes sacrifice. So tonight, as much as I'd like to go out drinking with my buddies, I'm in bed. I'm going to make sure I kick ass in my workout tomorrow. Younger athletes, this is obviously going to be really hard. I remember when I was in high school, I'd be up till all hours of the night on AOL Instant Messenger, if any of you know what that is. And I paid the price for it. I could have been a better athlete in high school had I actually gotten some rest. College, same thing. But as a pro, I really learned what it meant to give my body adequate rest. And I hope you guys take that to heart and practice. Now, if you have to use an alarm, I suggest using an app that measures your sleep patterns, and there's a lot you can download. I'll link a couple in the description below. But what these apps do is basically measure how much you're tossing and turning throughout the night, and they'll wake you up during a REM cycle where you're coming out of deep sleep, and it's a lot less aggressive. It's a lot more gentle. So give that a try, but really the number one golden rule in training is give your body the rest and recovery that it deserves. Remember, resting is training. I hope you guys found that helpful. I know it's going to be really hard to implement, but really practice trying to get to bed a little bit earlier and trying to wake up as many times during the week without an alarm as possible. All right, see you guys again Wednesday for another workout. I'm getting fit. Later.